For the past 25 years, NFL Films has captured all the excitement and drama of America's favorite spectator sport. From our enormous film library, we've created films documenting the greatest stars and the most memorable games, and they've proven to be very popular. But year after year, nothing we make comes close to duplicating the incredible demand for the Football Follies. This collection of bloopers and blunders far outsell anything else. In fact, the biggest selling sports video of all time is the best of the Football Follies, a tape that now can be found in over 1 million households. As part of NFL Films' silver anniversary celebration, we're going to take a look back at each of our follies, highlighting their funniest and most unique moments. And we'll examine how the series has evolved in the past 25 years. Yet we'll also see that the basic Follies recipe has reassuringly stayed the same. For the next hour, we'll take a historical and hysterical look back at a true classic of American pop culture, the Football Follies. The Follies were created back in the late 1960s after NFL Films released a picture entitled They Call It Pro Football. This salute to the game was replete with bombastic music, purple prose, and larger-than-life images of gridiron power, pomp, and pageantry. One of our film editors wondered what it would look like to make a parody of this very serious football tribute, substituting spectacular plays with fumbles and foul-ups. The idea seemed funny, so we went ahead and searched for bloopers and wacky shots in our library. Then we put them together with the same stylized, pompous narration and music. We still weren't certain this film would be understood. Plus, we actually were a little bit worried that the players themselves might be mad at a film making fun of their mistakes. But when a sneak preview at the Philadelphia Eagles training camp was met with roaring laughter, we knew we were home free. The film was released in 1969 and really caught on when The Tonight Show called and asked permission to show clips from the Follies after Johnny Carson's monologue. Well, playing to a vast late-night TV audience, the Football Follies quickly became a household word. The original Follies is somewhat primitive by today's modern production standards, yet it's still funny more than 20 years after its release. Some of the most durable features of the Follies genre can be found in this pioneer film. An abused referee wired for sound appears in the original Follies. Slow-motion action set to classical music had its debut in the Head Cracker Suite. Receivers, runners, and coaches are all subject to ridicule, along with that most visible victim of fortune's tides, the quarterback.
Although each man is a specialist in pro football, one man stands above the rest. Stands. You're supposed to stand. Somebody. Anybody. That's the quarterback, often referred to as the two-bit back or the back only worth 2 bits. Inside the close conclaves of the huddle, the quarterback plots and directs the on-field fortunes of his teammates. Let's listen in.
Okay, you guys. Now you take the one out on the right, you take the one out on the left, and I'll have it go at the cute one in the middle. On 3, guys.
The ball in the hands of a pro quarterback is really something to see. The ball, fellows. You know, the pigskin. So that's why they call it the pigskin. Anytime you're ready, fellows. Yes, the hands of a pro are sure. Come on, pick it up. It won't bite. If the quarterback won't take the ball, the center is stuck with it. The quarterback has 2 formidable allies. One is deception. By clever faking, he can confuse even his own teammates. nothing quite like the easy confidence of a clever field general. The quarterback's other ally is the forward pass. The forward pass. It can be a long bomb or simply a short one into the arms of a charging lineman. Or a sideline pattern to someone standing on the sidelines. A master passman can turn a ball into a bolt of lightning that can strike anywhere.
The Football Follies was such a rousing success that it seemed only natural to produce a sequel. In 1971, we asked sportscaster Tom Brookshire to play straight man to a double-talking comedian named Jack Edelstein. Jack portrayed a less than brilliant football coach whose strategies for success would have doomed any team to a last-place finish. Integrating actual training camp coaching footage, those fantastic football funnies provided a mock clinic on how not to play pro football. But perhaps the most unusual feature in the funnies was a look at some actual halftime attractions that may have been more bizarre than the football bloopers. These days, when sequels are made in Hollywood, they usually slap Roman numerals on the original title. Our next blooper film preferred the older method, used mostly in monster or jungle pictures from the 40s. The son of Football Follies proved just as popular as its predecessors, thanks to the usual sections on fumbles, bad weather, and clumsy receivers. There was even a reference to the now thankfully forgotten CB craze that swept the nation in the mid-70s. But the real star of this film was this guy. Now, his face may not be familiar, but his voice, or I should say voices certainly are. Mel Blanc, the king of vocal pyrotechnics. And he brought along the sounds of Bugs Bunny, Sylvester the Cat, Porky Pig, Foghorn Leghorn, and others, teaming up with NFL Films to put a new spin on some familiar football flubs.
The proud foot belongs to the kicker, whose only concern when kicking is that his mates know who to block.
I got 50. I got 76.
44.
No,
Joe,
I
you
got
got
him.
45?
Who's got
No,
30?
I got 45.
I got him. I got that guy.
Okay, all set? Hey, who's got 45? I thought you had 45.
I've got 57.
Who's got 48?
I got 48.
Oh,
I got 88.
Time out. In kicking, the center snap is crucial. And now, pay attention. The ally of every kicker is his sure-handed holder. if something goes wrong, the kicker has some options. Pay attention, boy. There's the double trick, kick, run, and kick real quick stick, or there's the popular strawberry short kick. Pay attention, boy. When it comes to kicking, we punters display an affinity for ballet with our fluid movements that sing of gracefulness. It's up to the punter to save his team from bad field position.
By the early 1980s, the Football Follies had become a virtual institution. The challenge then became how to present traditional bloopers in an original package. Well, one such approach can be seen in the NFL Symphony. The marriage of classical music and slow-motion football action had proven to be both artistic and amusing in all of our previous comedy films. In Symphony, we expanded the concept to include all forms of highbrow entertainment, each suitably presented by a prim and proper British narrator. Special operatic music and lyrics were composed and recorded exclusively for this film. And two of the more memorable segments that benefited from this classical treatment were the blooper ballet and one of the all-time Follies classics, the High Mom Opera.
Life as an NFL ballet aficionado has its drawbacks, sorry to say. Because indoor productions are rare, inclement weather can be a bit inconvenient for those with thin blood, and most irritating for one in charge of wardrobe. But worst of all is footing on stage. Classical ballet takes quite a beating, I'm afraid. Nureyev would never approve. Still, the fellows jolly well give it their best under the circumstances. I think it's bloody disgraceful when some cheeky fans display their ignorance by pelting the poor lads with snowballs all the way to their dressing quarters. The coloraturas of the NFL Opera Company are preparing their voices, applying makeup and assuming their finest dramatic poses for a performance of the Zone Defense Cantata by the noted Floridian composer Schuller. They take the stage before an audience which includes Italian opera critic Dante Paravati. The first act opens with plots against the evil prince Red Dog.
Slot right, split left, trap block, quick pitch on two.
Later in the first act, ineptitude destroys the army's morale, and each man seeks an excuse for his own imperfections.
Vesti la giuba e la faccia in farina. The field is slippery and the sun is in my eyes. As Arlequin, I think I pulled my hamstring. Ripagliato e ognun and my knee hurts. Tramutallati al spasmo ed il pianto. In una smorfia effigiata e dolor ripagliato sulle tue morine fredetà ridi e dolor ma playoff money. She's a
Now we move to Act 3, as expatriate soldiers attempt to send messages to their worried mothers.
Largo e cotton delicita. Hi, Mom. Number one, number one, number one. Look! Presto bottega che la vita. Hi, Mom. Number one, number one. One. E fortunatissimo per verità. La 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 la, la 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 la. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mom. Abro il figaro, bravo bravissimo. Abro il figaro, bravo bravissimo. Di fortuna te, fortuna non mancherà. Hi, Mom. We're number one. Hi, Mom. We're number one. We're number one. We're number one. We're number one.
Hey, Mom!
You know, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and NFL Films owes much of its success to classic Hollywood cinema. Many of the techniques found in movies in the 30s, 40s, and 50s have been used in our historical anthologies, our highlight films, and biographical pieces. So it should come as no surprise that Hollywood filmmaking would provide the perfect theme for our 1983 Follies release. The film was even directed by an NFL Films writer with a PhD from the esteemed UCLA Film School. Another interesting production note is that this marked the first and only time the famous voice of NFL Films ever appeared on screen in one of our productions.
Hello there, I'm John Facenda. You are about to see a sneak preview of a buffo, socko, big screen blockbuster soon to be released by NFL Films. This picture has everything that is except dialogue. It seems that the screenwriters have refused to write a single line until they get more money. But since the producers wanted to give you a rare opportunity to see this stirring saga before anyone else does, they've asked me to narrate the movie.
John's eloquent introduction set the stage for all kinds of film parodies, including the Hollywood disaster flick and the silent films of the 20s, served up in a football motif. And then there's that favorite of movie houses everywhere, previews of coming attractions.
Something evil is lurking out there. Something to make you feel the cold breath of horror on the back of your neck. Something to chill your spine. It is stalking the stadiums, seeking out victims to satisfy its unquenchable thirst for blood. And heaven help those who gaze at the thing that rained hell on opening day. On opening day, you'll experience creeping terror when a depraved, malignant force takes possession of Sunday's heroes and transforms them into predatory fiends. Their prey are the men who wear the black and white stripes. At first, the officials are taunted. The refs try to fight back. But these beasts crave human flesh. You screamed on Halloween. You shrieked on Friday the 13th. Now prepare to gag on opening day. This motion picture contains scenes that may be too intense for young people. Deep in the valleys of the seething, sultry old Southwest, where danger dwells, an unforgettable Western adventure is born. First, there was the Magnificent Seven. Now, there is the mediocre 11. Here is a sprawling saga of itchy trigger fingers, hot lead, and a cool, silent shootist called Butch. Relive the days when peril loomed over every horizon. See savages and settlers engage in the life and death struggle that helped bring civilization to the wild and woolly frontier. Join the stampede to see the Western epic that leaves the others in the dust. NFL Films proudly presents the picture with happy feet. It's a singing, dancing, musical extravaganza. It's Top Helmet, the tap-filled, tune-filled treat that will have you leaving the theater humming songs like these.
I got a feeling Buffalo is going to the Super Bowl. This is not the last time, but Buffalo is going to the Super Bowl.
The Steelers are so great, and they play the best of all to take our Pittsburgh to the Super Bowl.
At long last, here comes a high-stepping spectacle to bring the sound of music back into your life. Isn't it time you felt good again? Isn't it time for Top Helmet?
When we released the best of the Football Follies in 1985, we had no idea that it would become the top-selling sports video in history. In fact, it was still in Billboard magazine's top 10 sports films 5 years after its debut. Now, the best of includes many great moments from previous Follies, along with segments that we produced for the networks. The Emmy Award-winning Joe and the Magic Bean made its video debut, along with a feature on the worst teams in football history. Another popular segment was our newsreel parody that satirized the metric conversion craze.
New York City. Here, Commissioner Pete Rozelle, monarch of pro football, makes a startling announcement. NFL to adopt the metric standard of weights and measures. Observers view switch as a patriotic gesture, a move endorsed by world leaders. And so, from snow-capped peaks to desert sands, in every NFL stadium, the metric system becomes the law of the land. A happy Pete Rozelle points with pride to the system's early success. But on other fronts, doubts begin to emerge. Players and fans confused. Headaches. Newly changed field surfaces adjusted to metric standards. Too large for present stadium confines. And so all stadiums are completely remodeled to conform to new regulations. Cost, no man can say. Players no longer measured in feet or pounds. Vendors mourn loss of foot-long hot dog. Sports writers say goodbye to hallowed cliches like 3 yards and a cloud of dust, and it's a game of inches. Referees now mark off penalties and infractions in centimeters. Confusion pervades. Players and coaches launch angry tirades. So the league calls in experts to educate the public. Now, unruly fans threaten to revolt. Officials fear for their safety. The state militia armed and ready for the worst. And so, the commissioner acts once more, calling for the one measure that will bring peace. Jubilation sweeps through the player ranks. Pandemonium sweeps the nation. The 100-yard war is home to stay.
The Best of the Football Follies also marked the first humorous compilation of NFL coaches wired for sound.
For every man who has ever coached, these next few hours of suffering and celebration are what make life worth living.
Joy to the world. Joy.
All right, let everybody sit down. Now, let's everybody sit down. Stay up here with me, Louie. Back up, fellas, back up, please, so we can see. Is there any way that we can get these people to sit down?
Hey, stay here and make it look like we know what the hell we're doing.
Watch the screen! Watch the reversal!
Watch your fake, Peters! Nelson! Watch your fake! Watch your fake! Watch your pass! Watch your pass! Watch the play action pass! Watch your fake!
Pass!
Screen!
Flea flicker!
Watch your dog!
Watch everything!
I formation. I formation. Quick 141. I formation. Quick 141.
94. Fullback banana hot right.
Brown left Y nasty. 16 lead pass. Post flag with us to Gloucester. Brown left Y nasty.
We might as well run it. Yep. Let's run the Bummerooski. Huh? Run the Bummerooski. Bummerooski. Tight line. What we got to run, I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, is an 888. Deep down the middle and hope we get a pass interference, don't you think?
Would you please ask these people to stand back?
Everybody.
Douglas! Douglas!
Get up there, Beckman! No, not Jimbo. Beckman! Beckman! Get up there and make him kick it again. Or maybe it's on us. Maybe it's on us.
Boy, the gears in that guy's mind didn't mesh for a long time, I'll tell you that.
Get him out of there because he has no hands.
Boy, you know on that 39 you did a poor job. Daggone it, you can't do that. Hell, you're in your home state.
No good at all. We want that up straight in the air. What the hell? We're getting anybody can kick it out of bounds. I don't want you up there running around faking blitzes and getting out of position. You understand? Yes, sir. You line up where you're supposed to line up. None of that Harry High School, fake this. Do what we're told. Well, you got to tell these guys what to do every minute of the day.
This is unbelievable. If I don't get them down, I will cut them, baby, so they'll be down.
Hey, line, we're going to have to start doing something now. We're going to have to start doing something. The defense is not going to do it, so let's start.
What the hell's the matter with you guys? Be alert! Come on, defense! Stop somebody once!
I guarantee you next week you'll stay back, because every guy up here is going to cost $500.
You all right, Butch? Coach! Butch, are you okay? Butch! Coach! Drop! Drop, dummy! Drop! My daughter could do better! My daughter could... You're taking...
And the next time, everybody will sit on the bench or out on every to Green Bay.
I knew we weren't ready to play football today. I knew we weren't ready to play football.
Hey, pick up right there! Pick up! You picked him up! Oh, he pulled his arm! Oh, he pulled his arm! He pulled him!
Do you see the offensive tackle? He literally tackled the strong safety.
He had him.
He tackled him, for crying out loud. Open your eyes. I can't believe that.
Mr. Official, let me ask you something. How can 6 of you miss a play like that, huh? All 6 of you. The ball jumped out of there as soon as we made contact.
I thought you were talking about you being on the field.
No. What?
Hey, can I tell you one thing? That's 3 holding penalties on one football team in a quarter and a half. That ain't funny.
First down by 2 feet. 2 feet. He's got it easy.
I can't see.
Oh, the thing is way over here. He's got it by 2 feet.
You did good. You marked it good.
Stretch it out.
No, he's all right.
First down.
That's good. You marked it good. You did a hell of a job. Nice going. Great job. You marked it good.
Now, see how your eyes
A
were?
foot.
You said 2 feet.
All right, well, what's the difference between 8 inches and 2 feet? 8 inches.
Went to college with that official.
Yeah,
I went to college with her.
Hey, Airman! Hey, you over-officious jerk! If they substitute people in, they've got to stay in. They cannot go back out. They've got to be in for one play. Even I know that.
Now, you can't do that. If you do it, I'm telling you, you're going to have more hell over it than a little bit.
Oh, there's a clip! Damn, there's a clip! What the hell's wrong with you, 76? Call a clip! You guys are horse out there! I'll tell you, you think that you've given these a little bit of an advantage now? How about turning it around? Oh, that is a crack!
They're killing me, Whitey. They're killing me.
If you think for one damn minute I'm going to take a loss standing down, you just have another thought coming.
Mouth at 20, you couldn't cover me.
Come on, baby. One time, baby. One time.
Come on, Mike! Take it! Come on, Mike! Take it! Come on, turn the car!
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
By the late 1980s, NFL Films entered a new era in production capabilities. Advanced technology enabled us to incorporate bolder graphics and animation into our work. And we decided to pull out all the stops with the next Follies film. The theme of the project centered around television parodies, including spoofs of cop shows, kiddie programs, sci-fi flicks, home shoppers clubs, even commercials and local news. To play the many roles needed for these takeoffs, we enlisted the aid of one of the great comic masters, Jonathan Winters. And Winters portrayed more than 20 different parts, using his offbeat talents to bring a variety of sketches to life. The result was the NFL TV Follies. A film that imagines what it would be like to have football programming on a television station 24 hours a day.
This is the Football Channel. It's a groundskeeper's nightmare. Those stubborn stadium stains. You try rubbing them out, washing them out, even burning them away. But nothing seems to work. Imagine the embarrassment when guests discover your turf is a filthy mess. But this can't happen with Sodshine. Sodshine is the household cleaner with a secret active ingredient. Just apply to your stadium surface, mop, and your field takes on a brilliant glow. So bright, your friends will probably need sunglasses. Soon, you'll be saying,
check out your turf, don't it look fine? 'Cause you wash the field with Sodshine.
Available at Blotto's. Time to step back into history with Gridiron Greats.
Welcome to Gridiron Greats. I'm Cleat Spikes. Our guest is that great star from the 50s, Clarence Bone Crusher Baczynski. Nice to have you here.
Thanks, Cleat, and it's nice to be here.
Tell us, Bone Crusher, what was your greatest moment in football?
Well, I guess one of the most outstanding things, Cleat, was I was playing against Cleveland. It was 1951, and I caught the ball. I wasn't supposed to, but I caught it anyway. I come out the end zone, and I run from the 5 to the 10, to the 15, to 20, 50, 30, then 40, 40, and got down into their territory and went on into their end zone and realized that's that bad pop I've had, that I'd run the wrong way.
That was really great. And now let's hear about your contemporaries of the 50s and what they had to say.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I remember this guy, Bone Crusher. He was always in our training room. He was always injured. It was his bones that were being crushed.
I remember watching TV when Bone Crusher played. And they used to zoom in on his face, and he'd look right at the camera, and he'd smile. And all those black teeth with the cavities just sat there. And I thought to myself, what type of a man plays this game of football? And do I really ever want to get hit by anything like that?
Bone Crusher Baczynski. He was the guy that had a hard time chewing gum and walking down the street at the same time. And the people he hit, that was like hitting, he couldn't hurt his grandmother if he hit him.
Bone Crusher. This guy's head was as hard as that rock. We used to call him Bonehead. He was probably the dumbest guy I ever met.
He couldn't block, he couldn't kick, he couldn't run. He was horrible. He was really a horse football player. And they'd race the #1 draft pick on him.
All I can say to you, Clay, them guys have lied. They've told heavy lies. And it's just made a fool out of me. And I will not stand for it. I'm really teed off. T-O, teed off. And I just think it's only fair for me to take time out to show my footage and show them and then the people the real truth. Great, great. I think that's only fair. I think that's only fair to say that. Roll it. Let's see that. Crowd really loved me, and there's always a lot of cars and people and guys selling papers. There's little kids like this knowed me. Now here I am right here. Now watch what I do here. Just keep your eye on me there. I'm getting away. Well, of course I had this problem a lot, you know, when we was practicing. Here I am again though. This time, man, I had a heck of a run. Man, I was really moving. But you know, somebody had played a trick on me and tied my shoes together. Can you imagine? And I got there, see? And it finally got to me and I fell down. Now this incident, my brother got excited and come out onto the field. And I've never forgiven my brother for this. He made a fool of himself. I mean, I was dumb to do what I did, but look at him. He was drunk and everything, acting foolish. He had makeup on. Now, this is not my fault. I went back to get the ball. Now, here, I pick it up. Notice this. And I just had a heck of a time getting rid of it. And when I did get rid of it, you're not going to believe it. I give it to the other guy. Oh, look at this.
Well, that's all right. Hey, don't think another thing about it. It's a good time to take a station break anyway, okay? Time for a commercial.
25 smash sounds, 25 boss blasts. You get the NFL's 25 greatest hits, all by the original artist. Hear such stars as the Four Flankers, Signal Caller and the Audibles, the Fired Coaches, Commissioner's Panel, the Block Punt 5, Blitz Brothers, to name only a few. It's all the sizzling sounds you want to play again and again by the greatest stars of yesterday and today. Back Judge and the Encroachments, the Dangling Chin Straps, NFL Mid-Round Draft Choice, and many, many more. 25 greatest hits available on LP, cassette, or compact disc. This collection will not be sold in stores, so act now. Rush $12.95 check or money order, or use your expired credit card. Send to 25 Greatest Hits, Box 666, Blindside, Kansas. Or call 1-800-555-4000. That's 1-800-555-4000. Do it today. The NFL's greatest hits. It'll knock you out.
Having drawn on all forms of film, television, and musical parody, the Follies decided to go forward into the past as NFL Films marked the 20th anniversary of the football blooper film. The Super Duper Football Follies is state-of-the-art in its glossy presentation, but otherwise, it's not much different from the 1969 original. Super Duper saw a return to clearly defined segments on quarterback and kicking blunders, sideline collisions, racked-up referees, and bewildered coaches. We even dug up old Follies from previous decades that had never been seen before.
Welcome to an NFL huddle. If a team screws up here, they'll wind up looking like a bunch of dumb bunnies.
Mel Blanc returned with his voice characterizations in another segment, one of Mel's final efforts before he passed away. We even asked players around the league how they felt about being in a Follies film. The result? A return to the kind of gridiron goofs that have always made the Football Follies.
Players all over the league are no longer content simply to make a spectacular touchdown. When the scoring's done, bring on the fun. This, the emphatic promise of football entertainers everywhere. The traditional ball in the stands remains popular. A simple bow to the gallery is often sufficient for the more modest athlete. Some end zone celebrations are, frankly, unplanned events. And spiking rituals exist even for those who don't make the catch.
Oh, boy.
But even a picture-perfect reception does not guarantee a picture-perfect spike. Some, obviously, still need practice, but not these fellows, the twinkle-toed champions of end zone choreography. the post-touchdown celebrations. This may be the one fans like best.
Taking a snap from the center, you know, it's supposed to be the easiest thing to do. Sometimes you take it for granted.
It doesn't take very much to make it go wrong, and you don't have to be off by much to botch a center snap. People think it's an easy thing, and it should be something that's very consistent.
"95 out of 100 times when there's a mistake, it's the quarterback's mistake. The quarterback sees a blitz coming and wants to get out a half second early, and instead of hitting him in the palm, the ball hits him on the end of the fingers. Quarterbacks forget the snap count. They get up there and think it's on 3 when in reality, and they called it on 2.
But there's times when you get up there and you see people walking around and you're 155, 155, hut, the guy snapped the ball and you're like, wow, man, I forgot the snap count.
The center has snapped that ball 10 million times. It's relatively simple. It's just an upward motion, and you hit yourself in the butt with the ball. That's tough to screw up. When the mistake is made, by and large, it's made by the quarterback.
77! Ball!
But the centers always blame the quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks always blame the centers.
Oh, it's always the center's fault when that happens. When people at home should know that. Anytime that the ball is fumbled, it's always the center's fault.
Regardless of whose fault, the center is usually blamed. We have it this 90-10. 90% the center's fault, 10% the quarterbacks.
In the shotgun, it's a lot more obvious when there's an errant snap. I mean, if you snap it low on the ground or you snap it over his head, it's obvious. I've snapped him sometimes when we've missed snap counts and it's hit him in the stomach, but he was looking the other way. And other times I've hit him right in the hand and he's dropped it. So it's a lot more obvious in the shotgun who screwed up than it is when the quarterback's underneath the center.
Shotgun again. Kramer loses the snap. Manley's back there, grabs it in the air, and he's gone. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
We were playing Dallas in a crucial game last year. We had the ball down in around the 20-yard line. We take it in for a touchdown score. We're going to go into the playoffs. We snap it over his head. I'd say that affected that game. Earlier in the year, we were playing against San Diego, and we snapped the ball at a sort of a right angle. I don't know how that happened.
One year we're doing a pass protection drill during training camp, and I wasn't participating for whatever reason. And we always would snap it. We'd have a guy there playing quarterback. Well, I'm absent-mindedly snapping it over and over and over. Well, all of a sudden, Hannafin wanted to move into the shotgun formation, and I just wasn't paying any attention at all. So I'm leaned over the football, and Hannafin goes, hut, hut. And on that second hut, I snapped the football, but I forgot I didn't have a quarterback. And let me tell you something. When you rocket that ball up into your groin and there ain't nobody there with his hands to catch it, it's a disastrous set of events. Go! Hut, hut, boom! I go right over and I'm on the ground with my knees on my chest for 5 minutes. And I didn't talk in the same voice for a week.
Unlike most department stores, there is no place to return bad kick returns. And that's a darn shame.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them start out okay, but then disaster strikes.
Whoa!
And some returners might be better off finding another line of work.
Whoa, Nelly!
Drop kicks sure seem to attract a crowd. And sometimes these hotshot speed boys simply have to learn when to say when.
Stop!
You know, the best approach of all might just come from this fellow.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
As NFL Films enters into its second 25 years, we're already making plans for the next Follies. And as long as players with superhuman skills and normal human frailties keep playing with an odd-shaped pigskin, there will always be plenty of material to create the Football Follies. I'm Steve Sable. Thanks for joining us.